This is Braggin's Adventures.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew with Braggin's Adventures, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of the Carnival Miracle. And now, don't get me wrong, you can use this tour if you're going on any Spirit class ship, including the Legend, Pride, and Spirit, because the layouts are all the same, though the names of the venue might change. We did the Carnival Miracle back in very late summer of 2023, from San Francisco to Alaska. We're going to start on deck 1 forward. This is the only public area on deck 1 other than staterooms, and it's the Mad Hatter's Ball. This is a lounge area, and the primary function is that it functions as the Punchliner Comedy Club. This is one of the larger Punchliner Comedy Clubs. It actually feels quite spacious inside and has plenty of seating for a ton of people. Some of the ships, the Punchliner, I feel like is kind of tiny. And I'm not a big fan of that. But this one's huge. They also have bar service in here, and there's a couple drinks on the menu you can't get anywhere else on the ship. In case you can't tell, the Carnival Miracle has a literary theme to all its decor, so we're currently in the Mad Hatter's Ball from Alice in Wonderland. I'm about to take you up to deck 2 via this little staircase that's inside the Mad Hatter's Lounge, or rather just outside the entrance of it. To deck 2, and we're still forward. We're going to go into the Phantom Theater, like Phantom of the Opera, continuing that literary theme. This is their main show theater. So it's 3 stories tall, which I think is just absolutely massive on a cruise ship. Plenty of seating for everyone. I do like on this ship that they are bench seating, comfortable, cozy, soft bench seating, and that every seat has this table, so you have a spot to set your beverages. It's a really nice theater, guys. They put on some great shows. You'll be in here for the embarkation and debarkation presentations. Some of the educational stuff happens in here. All the game shows, Love and Marriage show, and then, of course, those great playlist productions, which are Broadway quality shows while you're at sea. They're really good, super talented people involved. We made friends with a lot of the cast and crew, and they were kind enough to give us a backstage tour. I'll show you that footage in a future video. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We're going to head out of the Phantom Theater now, and we're going to go back to the starboard side of the ship, because on deck 2 there is no pass-through on the port side of the ship. So you have to go up aft to forward, forward to aft on the starboard side. We're going to enter the Joker card room. This is basically their library and game room. They've got a small selection of books and a small selection of games. You're free to use them either in the room or take them around the ship. Just please do remember, bring them back when you're done using them so the next guest has a chance to enjoy them. This is a fun little room. We played card games a few times in here. Decent place to hang out. Just outside is the Java Blue Cafe. That's what that long line's for. That line's always long during morning hours. It's their coffee bar. Specialty coffees. You can get a shot in your coffee or your tea. They do have that large lounge area right across the way for you to enjoy that beverage. In that lounge area, they do trivia pretty much daily and nonstop all day. Right next to Java Blue is the Red Frog Pub. They do karaoke in here as well as live music, and then there's games you can play like foosball, shuffleboard, and darts. And then way over there, you can't see it very well, but right at the center of your screen, there's a set for cornhole that they'll set up for you in this long area. It's a Caribbean-themed bar with some very fruity, sugary, sweet cocktails. Your best value here, if you're not on the Cheers package, is to get a fishbowl on the one time they do happy hour. So keep your eyes peeled for when happy hour happens in here. It's one day of your cruise, but it makes it a great value. Just next door is the Skybox Sports Bar. Not my cup of tea because I don't do the sports ball thing, but if you're eager to catch that baseball or football game, they'll be playing it on here when out at sea. Plenty of seating areas, and much like many of the bars, they have cocktails here that you can only get inside this bar. If you haven't watched our bar hopping video yet, our Carnival Miracle bar hop, you should definitely do that. I will link to it at the end of this video via a playlist all about the Carnival Miracle. Coming back out of the Sky Box is that little lounge area that we talked about outside of Java Blue, and then the Internet Cafe area right here. And then you get to enter Mr. Lucky's Casino. Now, I had seen many videos and reviews saying that Mr. Lucky's is a very small casino, and I humbly disagree. I actually think, compared to other Carnival ships, this is quite a large and spacious casino. There are plenty of table games and more slots then I know what to do with, certainly. So whatever game you like to play, they probably got it here. Casino's a fun, lively place to hang out, especially in the evenings, if gambling is your thing. Continuing aft on the ship, and again, we are on the starboard side, walking aft. We're coming upon the Metropolis lobby, which is the atrium. And I got to tell you, on these Spirit class ships, there is so much seating in the atrium area. You're not just crammed around that bar area in the middle there. There is a ton of seating all around. Obviously, the beautiful elevators that take you all the way up into the funnel. Live music in here in the evenings. The violin trio usually plays in there. Guest services is also located there, and then the bar. Continuing aft, we're coming to my favorite spot on any Carnival ship, and that is the Alchemy Bar. If you have not watched our Every Drink off the Alchemy Bar menu, check that out in the playlist at the end of the video as well. We drank 19 drinks from here, and they were all amazing, except for one. If I remember correctly, one of them I was like, ugh. But Alchemy Bar is always a fun place to be. Just next to it is Mr. Frankenstein's Lab, and continuing the literary theme, Dr. Frankenstein's Lab, sorry. This is the nightclub. It's a 2-story nightclub. We're actually entering on the 2nd story in the nightclub, and that's the only way to get in. The 1st story in the nightclub is located down on deck 1, but you can't get there from deck 1. So I'm down on the bottom floor now, the dance floor, plenty of seating and hanging out area. It does get very, very loud in here. Yeah, I mean, it's loud. It's a nightclub, come on. And then the giant Frankenstein's monster on the dance floor. Cool place to hang out. I'm going to take you back up and show you the bar for this real quick. It is a specialty bar as well. There's drinks that you can only get at this bar. You can't get them elsewhere on the ship. And I just think that's cool, and it made doing the bar hop video a lot of fun. Heading aft further, the last thing on this deck is the Bacchus main dining room. This is going to be the deck for main dining if you have scheduled dining, either early or late, as well as open seating breakfast and sea day brunch. If you have your time dining or you're planning on attending tea time, you're going to enter on deck 3, one deck above. Now, a lot of people have complained about the grape decor in here. You know what? They're wrong. I love it. I absolutely love it. And videos are always going to make it look terrible. When you're actually in there, it's got this kind of moody, romantic setting. I like it. We're going to head back forward now and up deck 3. I do want to take you very briefly into the Phantom Lounge again. I just want to show you the theater from this perspective. You can see kind of how massive the stage is from up here, and just the amount of seating that's available. I mean, you saw the first deck down there, and just look at all this extra seating up here. You're never going to miss a show, I promise. And if you haven't seen a playlist production, please make sure you go do it. They're so entertaining. Just a great way to spend an evening on the ship. And they're short shows. You're not sitting there for 3 hours. It's a 45-minute show. All right, we're going to leave the Phantom Theater, but before we continue aft, I'm going to take you to my favorite spot on the Spirit class ships. This one on this ship is called Gatsby's Garden because of the literary theme, but they're called different things on different ships. But this is just a wraparound promenade on the forward of the deck. It wraps around that theater area, and it's just a nice, peaceful, quiet place with a bunch of two-top tables. There are a couple of couch areas as well if you have larger parties, and all these beautiful porthole windows. So you can just sit and enjoy a drink, have a conversation, maybe play a game of cards or something in a quiet, peaceful area. A lot of people don't go here. They don't know this exists because they're always focused on that Phantom Theater door. They got to get in, they got to see their show. Also, because it's on the second deck 3, but the second story of the Phantom Theater, most of the people are entering down on the first floor. So they have no idea this space exists. You are likely to have it either to yourself or maybe you're sharing it with 2 other people. And as you can see, it's quite large, so sharing it with 2 other people is not that big of a deal. One of my favorite spots on the Spirit class ship. I fell in love with it on the Legend, and I absolutely loved it on the Miracle as well. We're going to head out of Gatsby's Garden now. So again, we're going to be facing aft. But before I continue the ship tour inside on this deck, I just want to show you real quick. There is an exterior promenade on deck 3. It starts here, so it doesn't go all the way to the front of the ship, but it starts here, goes all the way to the aft, wraps around, and then comes back on starboard side to the same spot. The only downfall to this deck, and maybe this was a wind issue and they just took them all away for this particular cruise, but there's no seating out here on this deck, and I feel like there should be. I think it'd be a great spot to grab a seat, enjoy a drink, and just watch the ocean go by. It's usually pretty quiet out here. I think it looks too industrial and people don't realize that they're allowed to be out there, but you absolutely are. One side of the ship is smoking, the other side is non, so make sure you're paying attention to those rules. Back inside now, we're going to check out the Warehouse Arcade. This is one of two entrances to the arcade. Again, we just came out of Gatsby's Garden. There's also a Phantom Theater entrance right there. So if you walk straight out on the port side, you're going to run right into this arcade. You know what's a pretty big arcade for a cruise ship arcade? It does feel a little crowded in there because I do think they crammed one too many games in, but it's a fun space, if not a very, very loud space. We're going to come out the second entrance, which is back on the interior promenade. As I come out this door, just to my left, past those restrooms, is that Phantom Lounge that we were just in. See it there? And then this staircase will take you back down to deck 2 where the Red Frog Pub and Java Blue Cafe are. But right up here, we've got the piano bar, another fun spot on the ship. Again, this bar has some cocktails you can only get here. This place is hopping every night with a very talented pianist. At least on this cruise, on our particular cruise he was. It's a pretty good bar. It's decent size and there's lots of seating area. During the day, this is pretty quiet. If they're not doing a special event in here, such as the AA meeting or singles mixer or a diamond luncheon, you're free to come in and sit and enjoy the peace and quiet inside. All right, we're going to continue aft now to what Carnival refers to as the Yellow Brick Road. Although why the floor is not made of yellow brick is beyond me, or at least painted to look like yellow brick. But this is the fun shops on board the ship. You've got Cherry on Top, the liquor and tobacco store, the jewelry store and watch store, and then the Carnival gear shop with all the Carnival merchandise. Occasionally I'll find a real great deal in some of these shops. I do like the Carnival store aboard this ship more than other ships. I feel like it's larger and has a wider variety of merchandise. As we continue aft on the ship, we're right above the atrium now in the Pixels Gallery. This is where they print out thousands upon thousands of photos for you to peruse through and pick which ones you like. I do hope one day every Carnival ship goes to the digital only model where you go up to a screen, swipe your card or punching your room number or folio number, and all of your photos come up, and then you can pick which ones you want without having all that wasted effort of printing out things you might not buy. This deck's also a great place to listen to that violin trio that's playing right down below without being in that crowd from right down below. All right, continuing after, we're going to come up to the Bacchus Dining Room on deck 3. But before we do, this is the City Room where they do the art auctions. And then the Gotham bar is right here, which is basically the bar that feeds the dining room. All right, we're going to pop up all the way to deck 9 now. This is the Lido deck on board this ship. And we're all the way forward on the ship at the Cloud 9 Spa. Now, you have to walk through the spa to get to the fitness center. The spa is where you'll get your hair done, your pedis, your massages. All that comes at an extra charge. The fitness center is where you can work out, and that is complimentary. As we head through the spa area to the fitness center, I do want to mention, I actually think this fitness center is pretty darn big. It's got plenty of space for everybody, so don't feel like you're going to be too terribly overcrowded. It's also a 2-story fitness center, so there is that. I love the fitness centers on the Spirit class ship because of the wraparound windows. You can enjoy a view while you're getting that jog on or that bike on. It also has this wraparound exterior promenade, which I've always found a little awkward. Like, as you walk by outside, are the people at the gym staring at you, or vice versa? When you're on one of the machines in the gym and someone's walking through, are they peeking through the window at you? It feels like an awkward thing. I get it, but it feels awkward. I'm gonna head out now. We're facing aft right now, but before I continue on into the pool areas and the buffet area, I do want to take you on that wraparound just so you can see what I mean. I do want to warn you, this footage is only going to be partial. There's one point up ahead where a huge gust of wind came and I almost lost my phone. I mean, literally, the phone almost went bye-bye. Anyway, looking in on the windows on the right is where the gym was. Now it's behind me. That's where I almost lost my phone. That's why the sudden cut. I'm going to head back down the gym there through the windows on the right. And as you can see into those windows. So it does feel a little like you might be on display. We're again facing aft right now, and I am on the starboard side of the ship. So we're going to come into the first of the multiple pool areas. This is the exterior pool. Now, on an Alaskan cruise, this was pretty much closed the whole time because it's open to the elements and it's cold, and people don't want to swim in cold water when it's cold outside. But as we continue through, we're going to come to the pool that can be covered with the retractable roof. Just inside this area, you see the retractable roof there. Yep, they open it and close it depending on the weather needs. But right here is the Red Frog Rum Bar. This is where you can get a nice tropical drink up on deck. It also is one of the bars that's usually open. It stays open the latest, I feel like, other than maybe the lobby bar. And then it opens fairly early in the day, usually. And then over on the other side of the ship, kind of mirroring that, is the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. Now, I don't know if it was just the crowd on this cruise, or what, but the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar wasn't open as often as I feel like it should have been, and as often as it has been when I've gone on other cruises. This area does have a huge stage. They do a bunch of deck parties here. Just to the right of the stage, you're looking at the Blue Iguana Cantina, which is breakfast and lunch spot included in your cruise fare. And then mirroring it on the other side is Guy's Burger, also included in your cruise fare. Now, next week we have coming out a Carnival Miracle dining video. We'll go into depth with all these spots, and then the bar hop video goes into depth with all the bar spots. But for now, I want to get you the layout of the cruise ship. So just through past Guy's Burger, we're going to head into the Lido Buffet area. Now, on the Spirit class ships, the Lido Buffet area is absolutely massive. It almost feels too big. And it's because of the length of these Spirit class ships, they have the space to do this. But it means that all the buffet stations are kind of spread out, and you have to kind of hunt around for what you're looking for. I also feel like they did a poor job on this particular cruise of which stations were open and what they were serving. There seemed to be no consistency each time I went with where I was going to grab the food from, because not all stations are open for all the meals. You know what I mean? Anyway, so lots of food stations here. We'll go into depth about the Carnival Buffet food in next week's food video. Right here inside the buffet area is the deli. This is also included in your cruise fare. The buffet, the deli, Guy's Burger, Blue Iguana Cantina, all included. The deli is open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and there is a wide variety of sandwiches. If you haven't checked out our every sandwich on the Carnival Deli menu video yet, that is also in the playlist at the end of this one. We had a good time doing that one for you. Another buffet station towards the back, and then as we move to the side here, we're going to come upon something not included in your cruise fare, and that's the Bonsai Sushi Express. This is a smaller version, an express window, if you will, of the Bonsai Sushi that is on many Carnival ships. The sushi is pretty decent, though. We'll review that for you as well in next week's video. And then Pizza Pirate, of course, included a favorite amongst all Carnival cruisers, open from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Now we're going to head aft, continuing outside to the Serenity Deck. The Serenity Deck is a 21 and over area on all Carnival ships. And seriously, 21 and over, no kids allowed. And the Carnival staff is usually pretty good about removing any kids or young people that come back here. They do make an exception on embarkation day because seating is limited and everyone's on the buffet. Everybody's on deck 9 on embarkation. So they do allow some kids to come back to the little table area right at the beginning of Serenity Deck and enjoy their embarkation meal. On many Serenity decks, all you get is a hot tub. But on the Spirit class ships, you also have a pool. So this is the third pool on the ship. However, this one is 21 and over only. Good place to hang out on a nice sunny day. Relaxing place to be any day because it does tend to be a little quieter. They do have bar service back here, and it is a specialty bar where you can get cocktails you cannot get anywhere else on the ship. A quick look up to the water slides that are right above Serenity. I'm actually going to take you up right now to deck 10. We're going to walk around deck 10 a bit and show you some of what is up here. I do want to mention deck 9 inside the Lido Buffet. There is a staircase that goes up to the steakhouse. I didn't show you that here because I'm going to show you the steakhouse in a minute. and you'll see why. We're gonna head all the way forward here on deck 10, and you know what I love about these ships is the clamshells here. I feel like there's a lot of outer deck space on the Spirit class ships, and they have plenty of room to put a bunch of these clamshells, and it's just a great place to go lounge and watch the nature go by. So we're gonna go around here, and the reason that I didn't show you the steakhouse before is that was it on our right. It actually goes up into the whale's tail, into the funnel. So here's some views from inside. If you haven't watched our steakhouse review video, that's also in the playlist at the end. So lots of videos you can watch after this one to give you a little more in-depth and detail about some of these spots on the ship. But yeah, you can enter either from deck 9 in the Lido buffet, or you can come up to deck 10 and enter through the side doors. And then there's even an entrance up on deck 11 because it is a 2-story steakhouse. We're going to continue on to the back. I imagine a lot more lounge chairs would be out if this was a Mexican Riviera cruise as opposed to the Alaska cruise. Not a lot of people, as you can see, are going to be out sunny when it's cloudy and cold outside. This is a super cool spot though to hang out if you don't mind a little chill in the air when you do go through the fjords. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And because there is so much exterior deck space on a Spirit class ship, there's plenty of spots for you to go and check everything out and not feel like you're overcrowded. We're gonna head inside real quick. I just want to show you Club 02, which is one of the youth clubs on a Carnival ship. We're up here on deck 10. We entered from deck 10, and there's this little like waiting room corridor hallway thing. And then I'm going to give you a quick peek inside. I made sure no kids were in there when I took the shot because I don't want to be filming just a bunch of kids like a creepy dude. Anyway, I'm going to head back out, but I'm not going to go back out the way I came into the right here. I want to cross the ship because I want to end up over here on the right. If you saw that staircase, I'm going to take you up that staircase. So I'm going to go out on the other side of the ship here, and we'll continue the wrap around because there is our little wrap around promenade around the front of the ship here. I guess I could go up that staircase, but I don't know why I wanted to go up that other one. This wraparound's much like the one right below it. It's got the big glass panels to help shield you from wind, although it does not always work. And you are looking in on this side to the second story of the fitness center there. So you can see some machines and stuff in there. This is a good spot as well if you want to check out the fjord when you're traveling through the fjord day. It's also a cool spot when you're going into port to hang out and get a good view of what's going on. So now we're coming back around. Right on our left here is that Club 02 little waiting room thing there. You can see those red benches. But I'm going to take you back up a staircase now because I do want to go up one more deck. We're going to go up to deck 11. I want to check out for you the mini golf and the jogging track and the basketball and all the sports stuff that's going on up here. So we're gonna head up. We did play around a mini golf on this one, and I do like the mini golf on these ships better than say the Radiance because it has the lip. See those bricks all the way around. So if you hit your ball, it stays on the green. The Radiance, they kind of built the greens into the level, so if you hit your ball, it'll just keep going. That little sunroof thing there looks down into the fitness center that we were just walking around. This is, of course, the jogging track, and we're passing the basketball court there. Important note about the basketball court, you have to have closed-toed shoes to be in there and appropriate attire, and no food or drink is allowed in there. Now, we spent every morning doing this jogging track, trying to burn off some of the food and drink calories that you can check us out consuming in some of the other videos. It can get a little slippery in the morning, so make sure you have shoes with traction if you're going to go up and do the jogging track. I don't recommend even walking it in flip-flops unless your flip-flops have really good traction. All right, so we're back down on deck 10 now. We're walking past the open pool, and we're about to pass the roof-covered pool area, just to give you a little orientation here. Looks like I'm in Skagway when I'm filming this. Love Skagway. One of my favorite Alaska ports, and we will have a Skagway video coming out in a few weeks for you, and we do already have a couple quick stops on our channel for you to check out. Alaskan cruises are some of my favorite ones. So we're coming up on the other side of the steakhouse there. It literally is a large round steakhouse, and then the second story there goes up into the funnel. But we're coming up on the aft of the ship. We're about to be right above the Serenity deck, and this is going to be where your water slides are. Now, the water slides obviously span multiple decks, but this is going to be where the yellow one exits you out, like where it terminates, and then we're going to go up a deck and see where the green one terminates. And then obviously you have to climb additional stairs to get to the top of the water slide where they start. But obviously I'm not going to do that because I'm not going on the water slides. I'm just not doing it on this cruise. They are fun. They're good water slides. Carnival does a nice job of providing some family-friendly entertainment, and the water slides definitely hit the spot. That green one's scary though. It's one of those drop bottom ones, and I won't do those. But the yellow one's a lot of fun. This is also where the splash pad is. I actually really enjoyed the splash area on the Carnival Radiance. We went and played in that for some reason and had a good time. You see all the chairs are tied up there. This is probably an Alaskan thing. I don't imagine you're going to see as much tied up chairs if you're on this cruise to Hawaii or Mexican Riviera or somewhere else. I believe this is all specific. We're going to go up a deck. Now we're aft, right? So we're going to go up again to deck 11 aft, and this is overlooking the steakhouse. You can see it right in there, both the first and the second story of the steakhouse. This is why there's that pink hue in the steakhouse, because it's literally inside that whale's tail. This is just a cool little spot to kind of get away from people. Just do keep in mind you're kind of being observed. If people are in the steakhouse, they can see you up here. Likewise, you can see down on them in the steakhouse. But there's this little one, and then there's a little lower one right below this. Just kind of little, I call them hidden decks. They're not hidden. People know they're there, but they're kind of private. They're a little more private. Great spot for sail away. As promised, I'm going to take you in for a little balcony room tour real quick. This is just a standard balcony. We filmed this after we've already been here for a bit, so excuse the mess. Right when you come in, there's closets, plenty of storage space. I don't know why people think there's not storage space in the stateroom. Standard cruise ship bathroom, pretty tiny, but it gets the job done. Large desk area. Again, please excuse the mess. All of the booze for our room. Little TV. The fridge is in there, and plenty of drawer space. The fridge, do remember, it's not an actual refrigerator. It's a cooler. Don't put anything that has to be icy cold. Don't put leftover food in there. It'll go bad. Nice little couch seating area. Pretty good sized bed. And then obviously, the balcony. This is, I will never not do a balcony on a Alaskan cruise. That's one cruise you have to get the balcony for. It's a decent room though, guys. I mean, it's a stateroom. You're not going to be spending all your time in here anyway. You're going to be out and about exploring the ship. You're going to be out and about exploring the ports. So don't worry so much about the size of the room. It gets the job done for two people, a standard balcony room like that. All right, guys, so that's the Carnival Miracle in a nutshell. Like I said, we've got a Carnival bar hop video, every drink on the alchemy menu, every piece of pizza on the pizza menu, deli video. We're going to have the full dining videos coming out next week. We did every guy's burger. We did everything on the Blue Iguana menu. There's plenty of information for the Carnival Miracle, but most of those videos would be valid for every Carnival ship. So I invite you to stick around and click that playlist at the end of this one and just watch some more Carnival footage. Hey, if you find videos like this helpful, do me a favor. Just give me that thumbs up, give me that like, and feel free to share them across your social media. If you didn't know, we are on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Braggins Adventures. We love interacting with you guys. And if you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button. We would really love to have you as a subscriber and interact with you a little more often. And I do invite you to hit that notification bell so that you know when we release a new video. As well, you'll get notified when we do the contest at the end of the year. We're giving out a $50 Amazon gift card if we hit 450 subscribers by the end of the year. And all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber. And then on January 1st, I'm going to post a video that says, hey, we did it. This is the contest video. Leave a comment below to be entered. You leave that comment below. As long as you're still a subscriber, we're going to randomly draw one, and we're going to send you a $50 digital Amazon gift card. No questions asked. All you got to do is subscribe. But we do have to hit that subscriber threshold of 450. So please share this with your friends and get them to subscribe too, so that we can give you guys some money. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye.